Hello, hello. So we are returning to Frostpunk today. This is the full scenario. I've done a bit of setup prep ahead of time, but I will just talk through what we've done in case you want to play along. The module is free on Tabletop Simulator. So, premise of the game, if you didn't catch our earlier play of the introductory scenario, we are in a frozen apocalyptic world, really. This is based on our world, but sort of a steampunk Victorian setting where things have gone a bit wrong. We will be looking to survive out 12 rounds with various triggers presumably set up. I haven't looked at these ahead of time, but based on these scenario events, and the game itself, if you were to back it, has 12 different cards, and I think you use various combinations for different stories. We've got our society card here, which tells us what resources we start with and how many of each type of worker. This game will proceed each round with us allocating our workers to the buildings we've constructed around our central generator here. We will try and gather resources, improve our conditions, potentially go out using the beacon here on expeditions to gather other resources from frozen areas around us, and hopefully survive the coming storms. The central generator, this large tower in the centre, is what's providing all the heat and power for our society to survive. So coal is important, and we have this track here which indicates how far the heat radiates around. These will get harder to heat. Effectively, as the coming storm approaches, the temperature drops, so we need more and more fuel on the fire to keep it sustained. Our people will invariably become sick, and we track the sickness on the board here, as well as our current levels of food and populations. We don't get a worker for every population, but it's split into these bands, so you can just see the faint yellow markings. Anywhere between 5 and 9 of a given type, so in this case children, we have 2 child meeples, which are indicated over here. We have 5 workers and 3 engineers, again corresponding to their various places on these tracks. Workers, as it stands, we can't actually use our children, but we might enact one of these various laws, one of which gives us child labour, but obviously makes people more unhappy. So there's various things we're going to have to balance. Many ways we're going to lose this game, either by everyone being sick, starving, discontent, but really only one way to win, which is just to hang on and survive. Yeah, if we can make it to the 12th turn, then we get various different levels based on how much we've managed to build up. So if we've increased up to 71 people, lots of coal and food in the bank, then clearly we have adapted perfectly. If we're left with 1 citizen with no food and no coal, they've survived 12 rounds but barely. So we'll see what we can do. I scraped by, I think I got 4 out of 6 points in the introductory scenario. We only played through to the 5th round, so I expect this to be much trickier. Our starting scenario objective, we just need to have a beacon lit by the start of the 4th round. If we do, we can remove one of our discontent and gain a hope token. If we fail, we gain an apathy token, which will be a negative for us. I think this indicates, yeah, let's copy this over here. So we know what our discontents are. Apathy. Various events will look at how many. So we do have some apathy at the moment within our camp. Lots of anger. The white means it's on its active side as opposed to its inactive. People strive for justice and they've got a little bit of motivation. There's always one card starting the game in your dusk deck, and we will start by shuffling and adding one more. So we'll be adding this card. For each type of active hope token you do not have, we will add one of these. At the moment we had active justice only, so we would get one sickness and basically fatigue a worker. Without motivation, they will just not be turning up. If we get all of them, then we get basically a free bonus. So we will flip this and shuffle it into the deck. It may be the first one out, it may not. We will have morning events, a dusk event, and weather, throwing some chaos into the mix. So plenty that can and I'm sure will go wrong. If you have any queries as we're going through the game as to what is happening, I will try and explain as best I can. But if you join us partway through and you're not sure, do let me know. Okay, so what we've done as part of setup, let's flip this card back. We will get a starting society card, and I believe there is only one society card available in this sandbox on Tabletop Simulator, but it looks like that's another good bit of variety as well. I've drawn the resources from the wall bag, which was here, and we started laying them out, and as it happened, all our large deposits are at the top and the empty resource tokens were located along the bottom, and we left one wood in the bag. At most you could have 3 resources out, so if I had drawn the third one here, we would know these would be blank. You can't have 4. On the empty spaces we then put a B and A tile, which is why the bottom of the board looks a bit busier. We've got some exploration done to make up for the fact there's no large deposits. We flip the resource tiles. There are 8 laws, of which we rolled the dice, and I've taken numbers 1, 2, 4 and 7 randomly, so I won't delete them. I'm just going to place these out the way though, in case I need somewhere to paste another rulebook. As you can see, I've got 5 copies of it scattered around just to save me panning the screen as much. And we've dealt out 4 technologies after shuffling this stack and flipped over 2. And then we've added just now the top social dispute card into the dusk deck. We have to survive 12 rounds. Our technologies, we have automatons could be used as engineers, or gathering posts take 1 additional resource from any adjacent spaces. So basically, yeah, 2 from all adjacent spaces, which is pretty good. If we were to get gathering huts early out here, gathering from multiple places, that could be a real boost for us. Our laws, there are 8 standard, which will always be in the game, but as you can see they're in pairs and we can choose one or the other, whether we want to put children to work or shelter the children, add sawdust to the meals, or have healthy, hearty meals, heat the shelters, or cram people in, go with faith, or follow law and order. Each one will unlock extra building types and give us a few different special abilities. So they are really just flip of the same coin really. I think they do similar things. Propaganda center or a cemetery. But we'll have a look at that if and when we get to that point. And the 4 random ones we got were double rations for the ill, so we can spend extra food to make people happy, and immediately we will gain 1 extra blue motivation token, and we can remove a a red token, a discontent token. Time to rest, we can add a token exhaust justice and add 1. Okay, so we'd need to have justice token ready to exhaust. We do have it, but that's pretty limited to making sure we always have a justice token. Protect the indispensable. For every medical post or infirmary, we can cure 1 additional person, but at the start, once we get this law, we add a bit of discontent, in this case an active, what token is that? Active anger token. And the pub will get a motivation token, and it can be built immediately for 1 wood. The pub building itself just gives a motivation token, which is pretty good. If we can stay motivated, we'll probably get reasonable bonuses, which will help us. So I'm tempted to enact child labour and try and get a pub built pretty soon. So we get 2 extra workers, and sending 1 worker to a pub constantly actually just keeps us motivated and ignores the bad laws I might put into effect. But first of all, let's get these to an appropriate set of pages. Gameplay 10, 11, 12. So the generator phase, check how many citizens become sick. Yeah, we've done that. We won. When do we start? Preparation phase. Action phase 16. 17. So first round we start in the action phase. We won't do the prep. We'll jump straight in on the first day. And we're going to go out and load the generator. It takes 1 because the marking here from this generator start cost at the bottom is 1 at the moment, and following that round, so 1 coal to just start the generator, which will heat all the red buildings. So we could do that and only have a heated generator. If we were to have built more red buildings, these would also at this point count as being heated. So the cost of only 1 coal. We've only got 2 coal, which is a pretty diabolical start. But I think we will have to go ahead and heat the inner ring as well. So I'd like to use the platform. So this heats everything on the generator's larger hex and all orange buildings as well. So we could look at potentially sawmills. We're going to be getting a lot of sick people, sending them out to gather on this first round, so we probably want a medical post. And this does mean we won't increase 1 additional sickness, but we will have to flip our sick tokens because we can't heat to this next level. So 1 coal, 2 coal. That is all our resources, that is correct that it's given us, right? 2 coal, 4 food, 3 wood. Wow, that doesn't seem enough. 2 coal, gone, just like that. We can take actions. If it's a cold action, somebody gets sick. So we increase sickness for the type of worker sent out to do that action. We have sick workers currently, and lots of workers, but if 3 workers die, we will lose one of our meeples, which is pretty bad. So I think what we want to do first of all with a worker is dig some sand. And we've got a couple of options because yeah, either this space or this one is pretty good potentially for gathering. If there's good resources on both of these, we could have a gathering post here, or if there's an empty space on them. Yeah, oh, possibly. We could look at here and here. And then if there's an empty space on this token, we could gather from all of these and we'd be getting a good amount of coal. So yeah, let's explore these 2 spots. So we always get a sickness from this. This counts as a cold action, so we have to increase our worker sickness. Ooh, and we have 2 sick children as well. That's unfortunate. I didn't know they were sick hidden under there. And we can either reveal 1 A tile or 2 B, and the A tile go on the inner ring and generally have fewer resources than the B tiles on the outer ring. Yeah. Alright, not ideal, but there is a lot of wood here. So we've got 3 trees, 1, 2, 3. Here. And 2 coal. Here we have 1 wood and 3 trees. So we could gather this 1 wood straight away, and then we've got space to put a gathering post here. I think I'll take another sick worker out, and we'll just reveal a B tile here as well. 3 wood, 2 coal. So there's a bit more if we did gather. It's pretty good. Which makes me really tempted to just get another sick worker out here. We could gather a lot of stuff then. Yeah, let's set up hopefully for a really good gathering post and maybe go for this technology. We could get a lot from that 1 worker. So another sick worker. We need to make sure we build a medical post. It only costs 1 wood, so that's not too bad. We can put this tile here. 1 wood, 4 trees. Okay, that's not ideal. So we can't use gathering posts on the trees. Trees need a sawmill, but a sawmill on this space, if we upgrade it, Where were sawmills? I believe an upgraded sawmill will get 3 wood from any tree and can be on any adjacent tile as well. So if we send a worker out to gather, he will only... Oh yeah, we should lock these tiles in place. He will only get the 1 wood this turn. We can't... Yeah, I don't think that's worthwhile. Not for a sickness. I think what we might do is cover over these trees. I think that's a better option for us. So I believe it's the factory that lets us get technology. Let's just have a check. Factory. No, flipper building, workshop. Remove any 1 technology token from the building board. So the platform introduces a new law. How do I get... These are called... Yeah, these are called technologies. Technology. Oh, okay, sweet. Sorry, I should have finished reading it. We remove a technology token from the building board, so we can then build those buildings, and we place it over here to say that we have unlocked a new technology. Okay, that's pretty good, but that needs the workshop, which is 2 wood to build. So if we want a workshop, oh no, workshop, sorry, is 1 wood. We need a tent and a gathering post and a medic post, really. We might just have to get sick. We might just get sick. Because if I could get gathering post and a hunter's hut and a workshop built, that's our 3 wood. The workshop could come out here. It's a red building. It's generally going to be always heated. Doesn't need to be close to the core. The gathering post would go over the trees. They'd be removed, but that's fine. And hunter's hut. Although if we're looking at removing a technology, I would quite like to just get hothouses, so yeah, maybe we'd build a medical post, because the infirmary isn't that much better. Whereas the food from a hunter's hut, 3 additional food is pretty good. Yeah, let's just check with building. That you can override build. If you build on a space with resources or trees, remove them to the bank. Yes, so I think you Considering we've revealed a lot of trees, getting rid of these just to be able to use a gathering post on the first turn is going to be really good for us. So we will build and use our 3 wood to build a workshop. Oop, I've already put one out. Do we want it here? We could gather a steam core and then have a double space left for a nice early beacon. Or we could gather, no, there's 5 coal over here, so this space won't be empty for a while. So let's go here. As I said, it's a red building, and at the moment red and orange buildings are heated for us no matter where they are. The other 2, if we wanted to use them and not get a sickness, they would need to be on the inner ring, but the optimal place for this is here. So whoever works in there will get sick, but they can get us a lot of resources. And then Hunter's hut. It is just extra food because I forget which one it's on. I think the weather cards can give you passive food based on the number of hunter huts you have as well. So let's build one. Alright, so we've got a lot of sick workers. That will take a while to deal with. The platform can introduce a law. We could get the pub out straight away. It is an orange building, which would be heated. We haven't got any housing. We could get 4 wood though, which would let us build a beacon and a pub this round if we wanted to. So this would be 1 worker for the gathering post, 1 to create a law, 1 to get the technology, then 1 to gather, 1 to create a law, and if we did build, we wouldn't get anything else done. Okay, well, we will come to gather a technology. We could look at wall drills. They do cost a fair amount. But we could get a permanent supply of wood coming in, 3 wood from it. And if we upgrade it with a steam core, this one could just be 5 coal and counts as a heated building. That seems like something we'd send an automaton out to do if we gathered this steam core. Yeah, let's take this technology and we will take faster gathering. Take 1 additional resource from any adjacent spaces. So then he can come out here. It's unfortunately a cold spot, so he will get sick. we can take this wood and this wood, and so that's these 2 tiles. So 2 coal, 2 coal, another 2 coal, and let's take 2 wood. Do we want to get child labour out? I don't think we do. Having a pub would be good. We could effectively flip motivation to its active side. Or we could just activate double rations for the ill, just to activate, just to gain 2 tokens, basically. That might be worthwhile. Yeah, let's enact that law. Law display over here. So with this we can either bring out a new token or move an inactive to its active. I think we will flip the motivation and remove our apathy. So we have more active, what do they call them? More active hope tokens, and also just more tokens in general. We could then repair the generator, but it's not currently damaged. Get food or spend food. We could spend food to gain another token, actually. This round we are feeding our children, and we do not have enough food to feed them. So I think we will just have to bring our engineer over to the hunter's hut. We're going to get a lot of sickness from the cold though. Could build 1 bunkhouse and another hunter's hut. A bunkhouse would be on orange, it would be lit, would be heated. And then we get the passive food from 2 hunter's huts. Or we just get the beacon built. We could cover over a few trees. That might not be a bad thing to get the beacon going, but we wouldn't have anyone out on an expedition, so no, that's worthless. Building a coal thumper next to our gathering post would be good. We can do that next round. That will automatically get gathered from the gathering post. Do I go for the food, or do we passively get food? Reduce hunger by food as much as you can, and then in the morning probably get food. That's a tricky choice. I think we will build. A kiln is a nice option. The coal thumper doesn't require anyone to go there, so long term that'd be better. Although with our new tech we have basically exhausted this gathering post fairly quickly. Let's go for a bunkhouse. So that is heated, because we've heated orange. Orange and red can be built further out and still safely used. That's 3 wood. So with 1 wood, we could get our medical post built ready. And I think we'll just get another hunter's hut and hopefully get some passive food coming in. At least 2 people won't get sick, which does still lead a lot of sick people. Okay, so that's the action phase done. Dusk phase, we will draw and resolve a dusk card. So it is social dispute. For each type of hope token, for each type of active hope token you do not have. So we do have 2 active. We have a motivation and justice. So we do not have care, so we have to turn 1 sickness token. So next time we have to flip our child token, 1 child will die. But considering we have to flip a worker this round because of the space they're on, I want to avoid that. Then after resolving, remove it from the game, shuffle the discard pile and the top social card. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. We get another... Actually, are they meant to be in order? Social dispute card. Should I have shuffled them? Possibly not, since they're numbered. Social disputes. No, shuffle the social dispute cards and add them. Yeah, that's fine. So the new one being added. Apply all effects for each type of active discontent. If all of your discontent tokens are exhausted, I can choose 1. Okay, so at the moment they are all... No, they are not all exhausted. We have 1 angry, which would be to add sick. So I might have to deal with that. Okay. So that is our dusk phase done. Hunger phase. Reduce hunger using food. We don't have hunger currently. Then resolve and reset the hunger token. And feed based on the round. So we're feeding our children. We have 8 children and 4 food. So we will gain 4 hunger, which we have to deal with next round. Return all citizen meeples to your supply, place them in shelters, and every homeless citizen gets sick. So depending who we want to protect, we'll probably have to protect some workers. We'll put 2 workers in the housing. Does that help? 1, 2, 3 just helps. So 2 sick children and 3 sick engineers. So none of our engineers are safe, nor workers nor children. Just these 2 guys survive the cold. well, not survive the cold, but didn't have to sleep homeless outside. But you know, we've got a workshop over here. We don't have access to a lot of wood anymore, so we do need to get that going. Dawn phase. Move the round marker. Resolve event tokens. We're not on them. Then we will draw and resolve a morning card. Morning card. A poet. One of your citizens is a poet. She writes ambiguous lines like this one. But there is no sleep when men must weep, when never yet have wept. So we, the fool, the fraud, the knave, the endless vigil kept. And through each brain on hands of pain, another's terror crept. What shall we do with her poetry? Such poetry demotivates people and should not be written. Order her to stop and we add a discontent. Or we could place her under house arrest and investigate her motivation. So we gain a used worker. And add a different dusk event card. Or don't bother with it and maybe deal with the consequence. We do have a justice token. So I feel the fact that we have a justice token, we should go with number 2. We will have one used worker. So we can't use them. But we will add Dusk Event 20. Into the Dusk deck. So we may potentially have this card come back to bite us. So very similar to Robinson Crusoe or This War of Mine, I believe. Your actions will come back round in the end. But we have the active token. We've got the active token. That's got to be better than just ignoring it completely. Although we do lose a worker for the next round. Next, after the morning phase, we do generating phase. Add sickness based on the heat token position. So we have to do this flip token. So we will... Oh, it's flip all tokens, isn't it? I believe. Or is it one? Choose one to flip. I really hope it's flip one. Morning phase, generator phase. Flip one sickness marker of your choice. Has to be on position 1 or higher. Yes. So we could flip and kill a child, but no. This token's going to flip, so let's do our engineers. Yeah, so this is the top marker and this is our heat marker. So just anything in between, which is only this token. Add sickness, place malfunction cubes into the generator bag, roll 2d8. So at the moment we are adding 1 cube. So rolling 2d8, we cannot roll lower than a 1. Unsurprisingly, we add that 1 malfunction. But 1's not awful. Reset the heat token position. And go to the weather phase. We will draw a weather card. Progress the storm moves 0. We will move these tokens all by 1. And now when we want to heat, it's going to cost us 1, 2, 3, 4 to get everything nice and toasty. Food, we have 2 Hunter's Huts, yes. So we will gain a passive 3 food. this turn we are feeding our engineers, which require 12 food, plus we have hunger of 4, so effectively 16, and we have 3, so we are very short on food. Resolve sick citizen tokens, preparation phase. Resolve the markers based on where they are. So children go up 1, engineers go up 1, this token flips and goes up 1. So everyone's getting close to dying. So we definitely need to go to a medical post, of which we don't have any. And let's just check the medical post itself. Cure 3 or flip over all sickness markers that are skull side to the syringe side. So we could move them all back to the syringe. Okay. We probably want multiple medical posts, but for now, I mean, it's all pretty terrible. Let's start by exploring 2 more tiles. So we can put 2 here. Yeah, 2 here, and hopefully there's something good we can gather around here as well. Wood and coal again, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go on, sit in that space. So if we were to build something here, we can gather quite a bit of wood. It's only 1 wood which we've got at the moment. We'd gain 1 more. That's pretty inefficient. Oh, we need to choose our heating level. We only need to heat 1, 2, 3, I believe. If it's on the yellow, let's have a look what it says. Near tiles are heated. Yes, so on it counts as heated, and yellow itself isn't, but all of our buildings are in that space anyway. So unless we built a yellow building on the outer ring, that is sufficient and nobody would get sick. So that's 1, 2, 3 coal to heat. So we are okay for coal. Gathering resources from these spaces are counted as heated at the minute because they're close enough, so that's quite good. So workshop would let us upgrade a building as well. Infirmary is really tempting. We need to get sickness under control, but equally we need to get food sorted. We just need a lot of wood. do we get our child labourers? If we did, we would lose... We'd flip one of our active tokens to inactive and gain another discontent token, which is pretty bad right now. So we could exhaust justice and a worker to basically remove a discontent or activate, but we do just gain a content marker as well, which is okay. Or the public house, that costs 1 wood. Sending someone to get the pub is probably a good idea, just for the extra motivation token. But even better, I'd like to get rid of the anger, which would be heated shelters. But I think we really need to cram people in, because for the number of workers we've got, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it would be 5 bunkhouses or houses, which is a lot of wood. It would be 4 if we crammed everyone in. Food additives, I think, is going to have to become a thing. Discontent plus 1. But it saves us 12 food, which is a huge amount of food. And the next 2 rounds we're going to need 12 food and then 25 food. So let's send our engineer out to enact a law. And we will go for food additives. And that's during the hunger phase we add discontent, which is after the dusk phase, so actually timings wise that's not awful. We can spend food to gain tokens as well, so basically it's use a worker. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, because we can always get rid of that token for 4 food. And we're still effectively gaining 6 food, which is slightly better than the Hunter's Hut gives us anyway. So sending 1 worker to a cookhouse rather than sending them to the Hunter's Hut. Alright, my other workers then. Do we get the child labour knowing we could go with one of them to the cookhouse and just get rid of that bad token? It's only 2 workers. Maybe we'll wait till we've got our balloon out. We might gain more children. If they get us a 3rd meeple, I might enact that law. So we need wood. I think the sooner we get a sawmill built, the better. So we send a worker here, and this time it is heated, so we can claim. We're going to get a lot of wood over here. Do I still want the wood? I think I still want the 1 wood. Get a coal from here. And these 2 coal. A sawmill here Wouldn't actually get us anything right away because we'd have to upgrade it with a steam core we don't have. We'll send the worker out then for 2 wood. And what else? If we built now, we can get the medical post built. And gathering post and a sawmill or a tent. Gathering post is going to go here. Medical post somewhere it's heated. That's 2 wood. Sawmill would be really useful for wood. So that would be 4. And we've got 3 people left, which would be someone to go to the gathering post. Yeah, we don't need that sawmill because we're going to gather over here for a turn or 2. So let's build another tent. Tent in there where it's heated. And then we will gather and we'll take the wood. Oops, don't lock these. Lock. Another 2 wood. 2 more wood. And 2 coal. Oh, I put them in the wrong spot, didn't I? Did I? No, I didn't. You need to build. I just never allocated anyone to build. So we need to come to the medical post for certain. So that has to be you, because we need to flip all these tokens. Yeah, I think that's everything we've got. So we do have slightly more housing now, but we're still going to get a lot of sick people. Which probably means then we're going to start getting some sick and dead workers, which is unfortunate, but next round hopefully we can gather the wood needed. Oops, change the camera. Yeah, that feels like all we can do. So we did the action, resolve a dusk card. We have the poet. Converted poet. The forceful isolation of the poet's family allowed her to rest and contemplate about the meaning of life. Turns out she was on the brink of breaking down, and she wants to thank you for your care, as you probably savour her and her family's lives. Probably saved her and her family's lives. From now, her poetry will support your leadership. Exhaust all discontent or -1 discontent. I think anytime you remove a discontent, it is to flip it anyway. So we don't remove it completely, but at least we've now got no active discontent. That was a really good event. And all we do is take this event out of the pile. Hunger phase, reduced hunger by food. Okay, so wait. At the start of the hunger phase, you can reduce hunger by 12. Okay. So it doesn't actually help with our feeding situation. No, it does not. Well, I think we're going to do it. We're going to get rid of all of our hunger. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a discontent from it anyway. So at least this way we do have one food. So we gain 1 discontent as a result of it. I think this is better than having an active token. I forget what our... No, I'm going to flip it. I forget what it was, whether it was each token or each active discontent token, the event we put in. If my memory was better, I'd know which of those 2 options was the one to go with, but let's go with an active anger. Alright, then we feed citizens, and this is engineers. We have 1 food and we need 12, so we will have 11 hunger. Which at least is worthwhile using our additives for next round. Return all meeples, place in shelters, okay. So we've got space for 4. I think I don't mind a couple of engineers getting sick, because if they all flip anyway. Our children are getting close to dying though, because they're nearly all sick, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, how many did I increase it by? 1, 2, 3. I've increased by 4. We need to increase 2 more. A lot of sick people. We need another infirmary to get these numbers under control. It's 4 wood though, it's a lot of wood. So we'll move the round marker. So this is the last round before we get our apathy for not building a balloon at the beacon. So we definitely have to build the beacon. Resolve event token, nope. Draw and resolve a mourning card. Long hours of toil. Our citizens are tired and some of them started to work with less efficiency. For each active apathy token, we have no apathy. So we've got a choice to either add 2 discontent to discard all used work tokens. If you exhaust a motivation, discard all used worker tokens, put them in your supply, or we can let them rest. We have no one affected by this event, so I'd prefer to just discard it. That's fine, we'll ignore that. That's good. It's the benefit of keeping these tokens low. Add sick based on the heat token position, which is none. Malfunction, we adding 2 cubes, so unless we roll only a 1 on one of these die, which we have. So we will add 1 to the bag and 1 to the generator. So more than likely it's going to come out next round, but it's there for now. In the actual game, you would be dropping these cubes into this. This is like a cube tower. You can almost see that inside it. I don't know if it would actually work if we did try and put something inside. No, they're too big, aren't they? But you'd drop the cubes down, and then however many came out, it would get added to the malfunction. Now we draw a weather card. Storm approaches. 2 of the tracks increase. And we will gain 4 food. We've got no scouts. Resolve sick tokens, so it increases and flips, increase and flip, increase by 1, flip, and we have a worker out of action. And then the action phase. Did we do a dust card? Oh yeah, we got rid of our poet, that's right. I was thinking nothing bad happened on a dusk card. Alright, so let's see. We've got a reasonable amount of wood. We need to power up our generator. So it will cost us now 1, 2, 3, 4 to get this all heated up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll send a worker here and gather 2 coal, 1 wood, another 2 wood, and 2 coal. That feels like a fantastic. Take 1 additional resource from any adjacent spaces. I mean, it's plural. Sorry, I'm just going to have a little drink. Okay, so we need to build. We need the beacon. If we're building the beacon, that's 3 wood. 1, 2, 3. We could spend 1, 2, 3, 4. Also on an infirmary, which would leave us 1 wood. We don't have access to more wood currently, but if we built a sawmill first for 2 and then used it, we'd have 1 extra wood. It's not great, is it? Where are we going to keep getting wood from? That's a big issue right now. We do need to get a sawmill built. But then we're using 2 actions this round just to get that sawmill built. But we can't carry on with this level of sickness from housing either. 4 housing for all these people does not cut it. So we probably... No, we do need 2 medical buildings. It doesn't necessarily have to be that though. So if we built a sawmill for 2, along with 2 tents, we could then power the sawmill and we'd have 5 wood. We could build this for 3, then another medical post and another hunter's hut. That seems reasonable. So a sawmill here, so that if we upgrade it, we can harvest these trees as well. Our balloon, I would like to put it further away, like in the non-heated districts, because it always counts as not heated. But I don't think it's worth us using the gathering post to get these resources. We could then place it here. Although this gathering post would only get us 1 wood, 1 coal. This one's probably more redundant. Unless we're coming out here towards this coal deposit. Let's... Oh no, we weren't building that just yet. We were building these tents, weren't we? So the tents are fine to go in. We could put them safe on the very inner ring, as they would be very easy to heat then. We would cover these resources, but yeah, let's get them safe in here. So that was 6 wood, 2 for a sawmill, 2 each for these tents. And we can then use the sawmill. It's orange, which is heated. And we'll get rid of a tree. No, it has to be on our tile. Get rid of a tree for 1, 2, 3 wood. And then we will build the beacon. At which point, with the beacon built, let's find it. Beacon, when built, place 2 A expedition cards into the display. Up to 1 expedition may be active. Add another expedition and another may be active. Okay. So we gain 2 expeditions. 1, 2, but we don't know what they are. I think we do want to send an engineer out on an expedition. Well, actually, I'm not sure we want to send an engineer, but it's an always cold action, and our workers are remarkably sick. If we built a... Oh no. Yes, we built the beacon, but we are also building... That's 3. A medical post. And another hunter's hut, although we haven't actually used these yet. They are getting us a bit of food. So we've now got 2, 4, 6, 8 housing, so only 2 people are getting sick from that. And we've got 2 engineers left. One can come to this medical post and flip all the skulls over. And then the other will go to this medical post and we can heal 3 sick. 1, 2, 3, no, 2, 3. Healing 3 sick is not enough when you've got people getting cold. Yeah, we're losing our workers to this sickness, which is incredibly frustrating. We definitely don't have enough food to deal with our worker population. This is going to be a lot of hunger. But we have a beacon. We have a beacon lit. We could get these children... We could do a law to get our child workers. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. If we get our child workers, we could have sent a child out here to gather. And to the sawmill. Keeping us 1 worker left. So if we were to enact this child labour law, we gain a discontent and lose one of these. So let's get rid of our justice. But we've got those 2 extra child workers, which means we have 1 worker left over. So we can get food, or we could gather. Could gather the steam core. We've got no wood though. Our only wood source is going to be getting 3 wood here. Can't believe our wood has run out so quickly. Doesn't feel like we've got a lot of stuff that has used our wood. We are only 1 exploration away from being able to get a wall drill, but they are 5 wood. And it only gets us 3, which is just as good as the sawmill. We do have lots of trees. If I send them out to gather a steam core, then I think we're just going to be in a big heap of trouble. So let's get 5 food. Alright, we'll end it there. So we will resolve a dusk card. Apply for each active discontent. So we have we have active anger. This is not the one I wanted. So what would have been better is if we had gone for the option to have the extra discontent token. Yeah, we did know that was in there. This is what I was talking about, whether having it active or inactive was better. So let's just give ourselves that extra inactive, because that's what we would have gone with knowing this was in there. So they are all exhausted, so we can either remove a discontent, place a new A or B tile, or perform a build dismantle action 3 times. So the dismantle action does get us a wood back, I believe. Yes, we'd get 1 wood back if we dismantle. So if we wanted to get rid of the gathering post here, that's pretty good. We can get rid of this one as well. For 2 wood. Yeah, let's dismantle both those gathering posts. They're not offering us much right now. And actually, because we can do 3 actions with it, that gets us 2 wood. We can build a tent. With the 2 wood we get back, because it lets us get 3 actions. After resolving, add another dispute to the deck. If hope is greater than discontent, exhaust 1 of your hope tokens to do things. Okay. At the moment, hope is not greater than discontent, but we can see about changing that, I think, this round. I need to add that in. Discard turn all gravely ill tokens. So I want care tokens, which we don't have currently. Although motivation to activate a building occupied by a worker meeple is pretty good as well. Okay. I mean, none of those options are bad. We just have to increase our hope and decrease discontent. That would be a good option. So reduce hunger using food. We are unfortunately going to use the additives to spend 2 food to get rid of 12 hunger, which is all of it. And then resolve the hunger token. No effect from it. Feed citizens based on the round, and it is 25 and we have 7. So we'll gain 18 hunger. Pretty awful. We also gain another token. Let's flip over an anger. So we need to decrease it by a lot anyway. Return all citizens to your supply. Place in heated shelters. Okay. So we've got actually this guy on the expedition doesn't have to go out anywhere. So if we had enacted the law of crowded shelters, because we have 9 workers, we would only need 3 shelters. As it is, we have 5. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the inner ring, as well as orange buildings, actually both inner and the close ring are heated, and orange buildings and red buildings are heated. So inner and close covers all of our tents, and then orange on the outer. Perfect. So no one gets sick from it. That's important. Dawn phase, we will move and resolve this event. So at the start of the 4th round, if there's a beacon built in the city, go to A, otherwise go to B. We did it. We can either lose a discontent or gain a hope and turn scenario card 2. So let's lose discontent and flip this token. Beacon lights have guided refugees scattered across the frozen wasteland to our settlement. The news they brought are sad and alarming. They say no other beacons were lit. We must check what has happened at Winter Home, the closest settlement that was still occupied. Place number X500 on the expedition display. You must finish this expedition before the end of the game or you lose. After placing number X500. So what's X500? Is that over here somewhere? Expedition X500, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After placing, choose A or B. So we can either gain a hope, gain 6 workers, 2 engineers and 3 children to your population, or send them elsewhere. We will gain a hope, which is fantastic. And it's care as well. So we gain 6 workers. 2, 4, 6, which will gain us an extra meeple. Two engineers. And 3 children. Which gains us another child worker. Excellent, we've just put them to work as well. So we do need more housing. We now need 1 more, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's do these in pairs. 4, 8, 10, 11. So if we didn't build another housing, it's only 1 person out in the cold, which is okay, considering we've got all this coal and no wood. Okay, so that is the Dawn event. Morning. Draw and resolve a morning card. So the storm approaches 1 closer. These 2 rings, yellow and white, will move slightly further. It's getting very hard to heat the generator up to these levels. How many? We've got 1, 2, 3 hunters' huts. So they do get us 6 food. Our hunger is still at 18 though, so even if we were to use our food additives, that would only decrease it to 6, and there would be a food shortfall. So we probably have to make sure we get some food this round. And expedition advances 3. 1, 2, 3. Upside down worker. He has, I believe, completed it. So let's check our expeditions. Which I think is going to be, here we go. Progress of expeditions, okay. Where do you clarify expedition cards? Let's check the index. Expeditions page 27. Nope, that's the appendix. Okay. Flip it over. Okay, yeah, if you reach the last space, flip it over. So we have reached an American camp. We can either return with 3 food and a steam core, or continue with that food and steam core in our pack. I'm not sure why we wouldn't continue. Why we would ever continue. Take a new card from deck B or C. Okay, so we always have to start at an A, but we might carry further on. So we could get a B card out and see what's better further. We don't need the steam core or food. Steam core we can't use because we haven't got a factory to do upgrades. And three food would be enough to at least deal with the hunger, and we've only got to feed based on round 4, based on children, the green mittens, which is currently only at 11. So food additives do cover that quite nicely, but we need to finish Winterhome before the end of the game. But that's not critical for now. Let's bring a B card out and continue. So I'm just going to place... there's no food marker, is there? I'm going to put a steam core on here with some trees to remind me what we're carrying. And we'll leave him to adventure. We could... no, it's one of the technologies, wasn't it? The upgraded beacon, yeah. Upgraded beacon lets us get a second expedition on the go, which could be quite useful. We could get someone going to Winterhome as well. But for that we need to work the factory, which requires 2 wood, and currently that's looking a bit grim. So I was hoping for some wood from the expedition. Okay, generator, add sick based on the heat token, and I've already moved it back, didn't I? Where were we? Wait, this is after the morning card. Yeah, so these drift and then... Okay. I believe we were here though, so it's only increasing sickness by 1 on a track. Let's go for sick children, I suppose, because otherwise we're risking getting more people out of action. We need to add 3 cubes to the bag, so there will be 4 in there. If we roll less than a 4, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we probably want to remove these malfunction cubes, which is the maintenance here. Oh no, I drew a weather card when I was meant to do a morning card. That's why it didn't make sense to me, the turn order there. Morning card, here we go. Promise that hunger will never be a problem. We gain a care. I don't want to promise that food will never be a problem, but I want the care. So I am going to promise that. What's the worst that happens? Oh, not draw. We want to search for D016. Yes. I'll put that card in and shuffle it. And we will gain a care token. Excellent. I mean, that's going to come back and bite us because we're constantly struggling for food, but at least this round it's only children we have to feed. It's going to be 2 rounds away when we need 31 food for our workers that we're in big trouble. So that was the morning card. We've done the heat and malfunction. We've already done the weather. Now let's do the sick. So these tokens will both move 1 and flip. And this will move 1, flip, and we get 1 worker out of action again. Which is why we need the kids to do the jobs, because these workers are just too ill to do it. And then actions, okay. So what can we do? We need to activate the sawmill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heat to avoid any sickness issues. And get this next ring done. So I think we're going to have to do that, which is an exorbitant amount of coal. Now that we don't have a steady coal supply coming in anyway. So we could enact crowded quarters and then our population problem is sorted. We don't need another set of housing. It would add an anger, but that's not awful. And with 5 sets of housing, we'd actually be good for 15 meeples, and we've only got 11. So even if some more people arrived, we're fine. And we won't have to upgrade as many after these tents become useless when the storm hits, which isn't far away. Man, we need to get more sawmills built. So we're going to send an engineer to enact a law. And we are going for crowded quarters. So we gain an active anger. But, as I say, that is our housing problem sorted for wood. We'll send a kid to man the sawmill, so that's obviously the sensible option. Gets us 1, 2, 3 wood. If we gather this, if we build a factory, we can produce an automaton, which we can send out and ignore the cold. And it is another worker. So that's, I think, a good idea. So we will send out a worker to gather, and unfortunately it's a cold action. So we gain 1 more sick worker. We'll use an engineer. No, we will build a workshop. Workshops are hot buildings, so that can just live here. No, it can't, because that's where he dug. It can live here. That's 2 wood. 1 wood. I do want another sawmill. Could we dismantle something? Could get rid of 1 tent and get a wood back, and then we'll get another sawmill. Yeah, let's do that. Because with 1, 2, 3, 4 we can house 12, and we said we had 11. And I think these are going to be inactive soon anyway. So we'll build another sawmill for 1 wood plus the 1 we got back for dismantling. Our engineer will use the steam core for an automation. Fantastic. That automation can get rid of a tree for 1, 2, 3 wood. We need someone at the medical post. Are we just going to let someone die? We could. It's getting to the point where this would be a lot of death, though. This would be 3 people dead. I think we just need to do this. If we can get another medical post built next turn, which only costs 1 wood, then we're in a reasonable spot. We might have these guys coming back with another steam core. And if we do get this technology, so we can use automatons as engineers, they can use the medical post. And it won't matter if the medical post is out here in cold. So that could be really good. We don't have much coal. That is an issue. I do want this coal mine built. But even 5 coal isn't going to be enough soon. Troubling, troubling times. Yeah, it's likely going to be soon. We'll have to stop and just heat red and orange buildings and yellow buildings on the inner core. So we'd have a couple of tents operational. And this one. So we'd need to upgrade something else to orange and start abandoning these yellow buildings to our automatons. Which is fine, that's workable. We couldn't get a charcoal kiln next turn to get some coal. So what do we want these guys doing for now? They can't come to the medical posts. They can gather food. So I think probably 3 of them to get 1, 2, 3 to get 15 food, which is the most we have ever gathered. 21. I think that's more food than we've gathered the entire rest of the game. And we have a lot of anger. We can send a worker here at the cookhouse, which will let us either get rid of a discontent or gain hope. And I think that's worth doing to flip an anger token over. So we're okay for housing, we're okay for food. Sickness we are, I think, We might not have people die this round. We might actually be okay. But I do think it's going to start happening soon. And the problem with the death, apart from the obvious decrease in workforce, is you start losing your motivation as well. Depending on who dies. If it's a child, you use the higher number because people are sad that the future are dying off. If it's an older person, people care but less, so you use the top number, which is a lower number, which is a bit confusing way of them to have done that. Alright, we'll shuffle that up. That's our actions. I feel fairly good about that, which is surprising for a game like this. So let's draw a dusk card. Lose 1 hope for every 5 hunger you have rounded up. Oh well, we didn't have a chance to resolve hunger. We can. We've got the food for it. Wow, that's brutal. That came straight. Did I shuffle? I mean, I must have, but for every 5 hunger rounded up, that's 4. If that came out next round, it would have been the opposite. We would have gained a care. 4 hope. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That single-handedly ruined us, I think, because we're going to get pummeled by events because of that. Wow. Hunger phase, here we go. Reduce hunger, well we can. We'll spend 2 food to reduce hunger and gain a discontent. And then 6 food. And then what would you know? Feed citizens. We've got 11 children. We have no hunger. I can't believe the order that came out. I made a promise. I got rid of your hunger. We did it this day. This is the day you asked me to solve it for you. Brutal. Okay, night phase. Return citizens to supply. Does feel like that should have waited till after we'd resolved our feeding. Okay. Every citizen in a heated shelter, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, and we've got 3, 6, 9, 12 because of our crowding law, so that's fine. Wait, 3, 6, 9, yeah, sorry, we've got 11. So no one gets sick, at least not from homelessness. Draw a dawn card. Yeah, that's a bad chain of events, because we went from here to resolving it even before they ate a meal. We never had a chance to resolve it. Murderer. 1 citizen dies, depending on current round. Oh, okay, so we're going to lose an engineer. Horrific. We don't have an active justice anymore because we just got ruined. So again, instead of gaining a hope, we're going to lose a hope. I don't want it to become a work accident. How are we going to get rid of discontent? With a pub, really, isn't it? We're going to gain... send people to a pub for motivation. Otherwise, what do we have? I like faith for the cemetery, though. I think getting rid of that is going to be useful. Let's read what these extra buildings do, just so we can decide. Law gives you... oh no, faith buildings, you can remove 3 bodies and gain a hope. Field kitchen, the building on the same tile is considered to have red insulation, including buildings with blue insulation, so that's quite good. You can activate all your hope tokens. Remove 1 hope to ignore a dust card and draw another. When built, remove all body tokens from your supply and place them back in the bag. Copy any other occupied building's action. Exhaust all active discontent. Or add a discontent to ignore. Copy another occupied building's action is quite nice. That's the propaganda centre. So it's basically a very versatile anything else we want. It could even be a second workshop, I guess. Second platform. Oh, you get new events added as well. So we can't get either of these. Let's flip them over. They've gone. That one's gone. So it is either just faith and order or these. Pub would get us basically 1 and a second if we use it. So that's probably what we'll have to do. So we'll add a discontent, which makes me think law. So we get the building. That's 3 wood though to flip them all. That's pretty terrible. Yeah, probably not. So we're going to add card 35 to the deck. Hopefully, this card is something like you found the murderer, gain a justice or something. That would be quite nice to balance out. Generator phase, add sick based on the heat token, so we do have it covered. Malfunction would be 4 cubes. Oh, we never repaired. Let's hope. A 2, okay. 1, 2, and 2 in the bag. So it's definitely going to be malfunctioning next time, unless we repair it. Well, no, I mean we could draw roll a 1, that would be quite unlikely though. Reset the heat token position. Draw a weather card. So only this one drifts, that was quite kind to us. Storm moves twice though, 1, 2. So I'll have to check whether that immediately affects us. think it might well do. We will get 6 food and progress twice. That's a shame. 1, 2. So the storm. If the storm marker is now on or before the round marker, a storm hits a settlement. Depending on how many storms have hit, the game effect differs. First storm, increase the generator start cost by 1. That's a shame. Oops. I don't want 3, I want 2. Move the storm marker to this 12 space. Flip it to the second storm side. Also flip all tents to their cold side. They different. Oh yeah, darker storm. Okay. So tents. Which I think means they are always cold. Yes, they are always cold. Awful, awful, awful. We could salvage 1 tent if we do go with a field kitchen by following Faith. We could put that in place of this medical centre and it would count as heated. Otherwise it's 1, 2, 3 wood back by scrapping them. And we could build a bunkhouse. 4 wood gets us proper housing, which is always heated though, which is really good. We are a few rounds off that happening, but since we have to make it to round 12, we know another storm's going to happen. So we need to upgrade to houses eventually. So now might be the time to do it. Preparation, resolve sick. So this moves up and flips, moves up and flips, moves up, flips, and we have 1 sick worker. Oh, where's our automaton? Here he is. So unfortunately we didn't get back with this food or steam core, which we could have really done with. Did we update our meeple count? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 orange, 5. No, we're meant to have 6. Engineers 3. Oh, I moved our child marker. I think we were like here, weren't we? So we had 3 children. Can work it out because we gained, is it from here? Gained 3 children and we started with 8. Should be on 11 then. Don't think we gained any more from anywhere else. Okay. What can we do then? We've got 2 sawmills How much coal have we got? 3. Where does 3 coal get us? Not far, I bet. 2, 3. That's really bad. Really, really bad. Okay, so we need to use a worker to demolish 1, 2, 3 tents because they do nothing for us. That is space that's going to be permanently heated. We're going to send 1, 2 to the sawmill for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wood. So how much do we have? We have 12 wood. So we could build straight up just 3 houses. We're okay for wood. We sort of need to get to this coal deposit. So having that 5 coal is going to be great. So let's send a worker out in the coal to dig for a B tile. It's a steam core out here. Okay, interesting. I think we will send a worker out to retrieve that in the cold. And send an engineer to the workshop to build another automation. We send an engineer to oh no, steam core into upgrade is at the workshop. So this is either get a technology or do. Yeah, I think we'll get the automation. The technology to let automations go anywhere though would be really good if we're about to build a wall drill and it's going to be cold, but it doesn't need an engineer. So 2 automatons. That was a cold action. We haven't done 2 sets of building, have we? We've done 1, which was to dismantle. 1 explore. Yeah. We are going to build with him though. We need... oh no, we need the technology before we can do this, yeah. So we're going to have to say goodbye to the automation for now in order to get this technology card so that we can build the coal mine, which we'll build here for 5 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forward gets us a house. So you've got space for 6 people. Another bunkhouse. Problem is, every time we come to a medical post at the moment, we're going to get ill from it, which is obviously terrible. We can upgrade one medical post. So let's build one on the inner ring, so at least it stays warm for one. So that's a lot of wood. We'll send an automation out here to get us 5 coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does that look like upgraded? No, it's just a red building. That's no use. Upgraded medical posts are okay. Upgraded hunter's hut actually is pretty good. So if we come with the engineer and upgrade with a steam core this medical facility, we've only got, this doesn't actually help us because we've only got one engineer. Although automatons can be engineers, so if we wanted one child to get sick, they could come out here. Yes, sorry, sick child. You're getting sick, which means we can do the upgrade. We can then have one engineer come here and an automaton. So the automaton will flip everybody to their non-death side, and the engineer at the upgraded medical post can heal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're losing a lot of workers next round. We're losing 3 workers. But we should have this worker back. With another steam core we can make another automaton. And hopefully with 3 medical posts we can start to get that under control. We've got some food, so let's come here and we will get rid of, let's add another hope. And for our final worker, I think it can only be gathering food. So we've only got homes for 6, which is a lot of sickness is going to happen. So people are definitely dying. But next round, hopefully next round, would be okay. I do not feel good about this. The fact that we've lost everything from these tracks, it's built up really badly for us, just based on this one bad timing. Solving the food crisis. If it were to come out now, would be great because we've got no hunger. Yeah, that's all we've got. So draw and resolve a dusk card. Another victim. Oh yeah, we were meant to flip a body, weren't we? So we're meant to have lost a hope last turn anyway. And we get another body, but we don't lose the hope from this, which we wouldn't have anyway. We lose an engineer. I thought... Yeah, okay. So we made it public, but the murderer still got another one. Hunger, reduce hunger by food. We don't actually have it at the minute. And then feed based on engineers are at 12. So we'll get rid of food and gain 4 hunger, which is manageable. Night phase. We have houses for 6. So who do we want to house? Who effectively do we want to die? We could house all of our workers and let everybody else get sick. There should be... We do have 12 workers. How was I counting 11 for so long? Well, we did have houses for 12, that was fine. Yeah, 6, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It would leave everyone close to just dying, but let's increase a worker by 1, child by 1. 1, 2, 3. Another child. Okay. A lot of homelessness, but hopefully we can solve a little bit of that next time. Move the round marker. Draw a mourning card. Some citizens sell their body for additional food rations. I don't want another discontent, we don't have hope, so let's just add card 47 to the dusk deck. I mean, it's their body, right? Their choice. If people have spare rations, I'm surprised, but, you know, it's their business. Generator. We definitely didn't repair the generator, and we needed to. Oh, I keep forgetting about it because it's over here. Okay, well, we're only adding 1 cube to the bag. But... ooh, I think actually we've survived. We haven't gone into the malfunction. That's pretty lucky. Weather phase, we need something kind here. Oh, did I draw all of the cards? I did. That was a mistake last time. So let's just ignore the top one and go again. So these two both advance. Storm advances 1. We will get 6 food. And we advance 3, so 1 to here. We can flip it over. Observation tower. We could carry on or return with 7 food and 3 coal. I don't know if we carry on, do we continue with the added movement we still have? Because we've still got 2 spaces we can move. I would imagine, sadly, probably not, but... think not, but I want to carry on. Let's add 3 coal. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Food over here. And just, put him there and get a C card. Leave this worker going. No, actually we need the steam core would be really useful. We could use it to upgrade a balloon and just start another expedition. Or have a hot sawmill. I think just having a wall drill where we could send an automaton would be pretty good. I can't believe we haven't gained any wood from these though. 10 food, a steam core, 3 coal. Yeah, let's come home. We'll leave this on the sea deck. So we take 1, 2, 3 and steam core. Get rid of the card. And the trees. $10 food. We're feeding workers, so we do need 31 food, so actually getting the 10 food isn't too bad. So we haven't revealed what this is yet. Interesting, not sure when we would. Maybe this reveals it if we get there. So, resolve sick citizens. Everybody goes up 1 on the track. Flips, and each worker type has 1 unavailable to us. And then action phase. Okay, so it's 2 to start the steam core. 2, 3 would get us going. I think we need at least 4 though to have orange buildings active as well. So let's just settle on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still got a little bit left over. Oh, this guy's back as well, isn't he? So we could get another automation straight away, or use our steam core to upgrade the beacon and send out a couple of expeditions. And I think I'm actually going to spend it to upgrade this. So we can send 2 workers out. We'll go 1 and 2. There's 2 less people we need to house as well, which is nice. Kids can work the sawmill because that's the best place for them. We'll get us 6 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 wood could get us those 2 houses, and that'll stop everyone being sick. We'll have just enough wood then to potentially get a wall drill out on here next if we explore it. But we can use some engineers. We've got 1 engineer, 1 automation only, so we can only use 2 medical facilities, which is unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. We could just heal up a lot of our engineers. 7 engineers. 1 would die, but we wouldn't have them unavailable anymore. But we would be giving up a child. Well, we'd lose 3 workers, which would lose us the game based on our hope, so we can't do that. But we will tend to our sick so we can flip everything over, and a double flip here would be a dead worker, but we could salvage. No, let's 1 engineer, 2 children and 1 worker. We'll get everyone into the same spot. Yeah, why not? Let's stack them all up together. If we then build, we want 2 houses for 8 so that no one gets sick. And it doesn't matter where these go, but I don't want to cover up these trees, and I don't want them on the inner ring. I prefer them on the outer ring, but there's all this coal out here. And to be honest, I'm not sure at this point that we'll ever get enough to heat the second ring unless it's red anyway. Because that seems about as cold as the rest of the world. We've still got 3 workers, so we'll gain. Use 4 food in the cookhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4 to gain a token, because we're right. Oh, I didn't shuffle it. We're right on the verge of losing the game based on losing all our motivation. We can only use red and orange buildings or the inner core, which means it would have to be 2 hunter huts for 10 food. Which is fine. I'm okay with us not starving. 22 food. Still short of the 31 we need, but not massively. We've got 3 decent houses. Oh, we should have got rid of this wood. It was all of our wood. We didn't gain any coal. We could send 1 cold worker out to gather coal. Because 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're gonna get. Yeah, somebody is dying. 2, 3, 4. Unless this moves 2 spaces, we should be okay next round. I'm not sure I want to risk it. Do we just want to gather 2 coal? Yeah, let's gather. We might get it from here actually. There might be coal on this expedition if we reach it. Yeah, we'll gamble. If we use our automaton and both engineers at medical posts, we might be able to get sickness under control. Okay. Dusk phase. Draw and resolve one of these. Venereal diseases. We will lose a hope and add 2 sick engineers, 2 sick workers. That's a shame. Because that's a lot of death. Those are rampant venereal diseases. Okay. Hunger. Reduce hunger by food. So I think we'll just spend the 4 food rather than adding another discontent. We now need 31 and we've got 18, so we will end up with 13 hunger. And then we need to house everybody, which we can do. We've got orange heated and 1. Oh yeah, 2, 4, 6. Sorry, they're 3 housing. 3, 6, 9, 12. Going to lose. No, it's still just 1. Yeah. I think actually we only need. Is that everybody? 3, 6, 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. These 2 don't count because they're out on expedition. So we are fine for housing. Dawn phase. Move the round tracker. We've made it halfway. Resolve event. That's fine. Drawing morning card. Landslide. -1 hope. Choose 1 B tile from the board. Remove it. And all resources. So the current round is odd. After the landslide, place 3 wood on each of 2 spaces of the chosen tile. I guess we'll get rid of this B tile because I don't want to trash all of my buildings. So we'll get 3 wood on each. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Which is okay. Could do with some wood. That's not. Maybe not the worst thing. But we do lose a hope. I took that off, didn't I? Yeah. No, I didn't. Oh no. I think we lose. Oh, because of that food. Let's just check. End of game. Each time you must Choose one of the following. Draw from the bag. Exhausted or up. I mean, as far as I can see, actually, it doesn't clarify what loses the game. Oh wait, is this how to win? Here we go. If your last hope token is removed. Yes. So that is one way to lose the game. Losing 4 hope tokens in one round was brutal. We drew the card in the morning phase that needed us to eat. We resolved it in the dusk phase, and at no time in between did we have a chance to reduce that hunger. Which, yeah, felt a bit too punishing. But we had let ourselves live with high hunger. We probably shouldn't have made that promise, but if it resolved one turn later, or even one phase later, instead of gaining 4 or losing 4 instead of losing 4 hope, we would have gained 1 care, and this would be nearly full. But I wasn't expecting to necessarily win on our first play. It was nice to see what we might get from these expeditions, and hopefully this has given you a bit of a feel, as I say, as to whether this game is something you want to back. It is on Kickstarter currently, so do check it out. I will probably go grab a cup of coffee and a bite to eat, and then get this reset and go again maybe in about half an hour. Actually probably a little less than that. So I'm gonna go to a be right back screen. I think I'll probably be about 10 minutes actually, because all I have to do is reload this module and everything is set back up for a nice new game. So hopefully you guys stick around and I will see you then.